Hey everyone, the $1,400 stimulus check question and answer series, part 5. We'll specifically be focusing on adult dependents in this video. Let's get right into it. Welcome back everybody. Thank you to all of you leaving your comments and questions and concerns down below in the comment section. Because of you, we have this dedicated video talking about adult dependents and the stimulus checks. All 3 stimulus checks. We'll be going through this, and let me help you strategize so that you can possibly get the money from 2020 and the money that is coming due here pretty soon, the $1,400 stimulus check, otherwise known as stimulus check number 3. Let's get right into it. So let's talk about this in chronological order. Also, full disclaimer, I cannot tell you what to do. I cannot advise you on what to do, but rather I can give you general statements and give you some pointers on how you can get the money. I would highly recommend that you talk to somebody that knows your situation. Everybody's situation is different, but I can tell you some strategies on how you can get the money from 2020 if you didn't get it. So, with that being said, let's talk about this in chronological order. So, if you were claimed as an adult dependent in 2018 or 2019, you know, as well as everybody else, that you unfortunately missed out on the 2 stimulus checks in 2020. The $1,200 stimulus check and the $600 stimulus check, right? Not fun. Everybody else is getting stimulus checks, and then you're left out. That is never a fun position to be in. However, now that we're in 2021 and we've closed the book on 2020, there is actually a strategy in which you can claim the $1,800 worth of stimulus checks from 2020. Wait, what? Sounds good, right? You like the sound of that? I do too. Let me tell you the strategy briefly, but also let me tell you this. Back in early to mid-January, I did actually release 2 videos dedicated to talking you through the steps of exactly how to claim your $1,800 worth of stimulus checks if you were claimed as an adult dependent and you missed out of that on the money in 2020. I would highly advise you to do this. Finish watching this video and then go back to early to mid-January, just about a month and a half or so ago, and watch those 2 videos. They're about 10 minutes each, and it could be worth up to $1,800 for you if you follow the steps that I talk about in that video. So, what is the strategy and how can you get the $1,800 that you missed out on in 2020? Well, it's actually very simple. So what you would have to do, again, I'm not advising you, I'm just giving you some general information, but it works. Here's what you can do. If you simply file a 2020 tax return and make sure that you're filing your own tax return, what you would do then is you would claim the recovery rebate credit on your tax return. Now, another thing too that we need to note is whoever is typically claiming you as an adult dependent, you would need to reach out to that person. So we're getting a little bit late, which is why I uploaded those couple of videos back in early January, because this was kind of time-sensitive information, and here's why. Whoever typically claims you as an adult dependent, you would likely want to reach out to that person and say, hey, if you didn't file your tax return yet, don't claim me as an adult dependent this year. The reason for it is, if they've already filed their tax return and they claimed you once again as an adult dependent, unfortunately, you can't claim the $1,800. It's too late, which is why I had those videos out right away in January, because I wanted to get everybody right away before somebody claimed you as an adult dependent once again. I wanted to make sure that you could get that $1,800. However, if the person who typically claims you as an adult dependent has not filed their tax return yet, ring the register, baby. Anyway, I wish I had like a little cha-ching sound that I could play right now, but that's not a thing. Anyway, if that person has not filed their tax return yet for 2020, this is your opportunity. What you could do is you could file a 2020 tax return for yourself and or maybe your dependents or whatever your situation is, and you can claim the recovery rebate credit on your own tax return. The recovery rebate credit is the replacement for the stimulus check from 2020. Actually, both of them, in fact, the $1,200 plus the $600, a total value of, wait for it, $1,800, $1,800 for everybody, essentially. provided you're eligible based on the other parameters, as in you have a social security number. So I would anticipate, most of you do. So that's as simple as that. And now, for those of you who typically do not file a tax return, there's a lot of you out there. I get it. For many different reasons, you may not file a tax return. That's okay. However, in order to get the $1,800 from 2020, if you want it and you haven't already been claimed as an adult dependent, you would need to file a tax return. That's the only way around this. There's a lot of you that typically don't file, but unfortunately had to file here in 2021 to claim your stimulus checks from 2020. So that's kind of how you have to do it. Now, here's another huge perk for filing a 2020 tax return. If you happen to file a 2020 tax return and you are not claimed as an adult dependent anymore, guess what? Now you are an independent person. Let me say that again. I'm not saying that you're not an independent person, but on a tax return in the eyes of the IRS, you are now an independent person. So I just want to make it very clear. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying from the eyes of the IRS, you're now an independent person. So what that means now is when the $1,400 stimulus check is approved in the next couple weeks here, guess what? Provided you're eligible, as in you have a social security number, you're not claimed as an adult dependent anymore, and you earn under the income thresholds, which most people will, you then are eligible for the $1,400 stimulus check. Cha-ching, ring the cash register once again. A total value of, wait for it, $3,200 in value. $1,800 from 2020 and $1,400 from 2021 so far. There may even be more stimulus checks to come, but we'll talk about that later in a later video. So, really cool stuff here. A lot of money on the table. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are leaving the money on the table simply because they don't know, which is why I want to continue making these videos to reach as many people as I can to make sure that you're getting the money that you are eligible to receive. Now, here is one of the downfalls and sad parts about all of this. If you happen to be claimed as an adult dependent once again for 2020, so if you were claimed as an adult dependent for 2018, 2019, and or 2020, unfortunately, you would not be getting the $1,400 stimulus check or the $1,800 stimulus checks from 2020. Now you might be thinking, but wait, Matt, I don't get it. You've told us in other videos adult dependents are included for the $1,400 stimulus check. Yes, they are, but here's how that works. Let me explain this really quickly. And this is almost its own video in itself, simply because this is a really confusing topic, but let me try to explain this in such a way that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like it doesn't really make sense the way that it's worded. Yes, adult dependents are included for the $1,400 stimulus check. However, the adult dependent is not the one who gets the $1,400, but rather the person who claimed you is the one who receives the $1,400 on your behalf. Let me give you a quick example. I'll give you a real life example. Well, this didn't actually really happen, but I'll give you an example as in like my parents and me and our like ages and stuff like that to make it more like a real life example. Okay, so my parents are 64, okay? My parents are 64. I'm 36. They claim me as an adult dependent. Okay, in 2020, on their 2020 tax return. My parents filed their 2020 tax return. They've claimed me, an adult dependent, on their tax return. I'm happy, right? Yes, I'm an adult dependent. I get $1,400. Not so fast. That's not how it works. When the $1,400 stimulus check gets approved, provided my parents have earned under the income thresholds, which they have, then the $1,400 would not go to me, but rather it would go to my parents on my behalf. So my parents would then get the stimulus checks for themselves, $1,400 a piece. Mom gets $1,400, dad gets $1,400, and they get an extra $1,400 because of me. I get $0. Unless my parents say, hey, Matt, check it out. Uncle Sam here sent us $1,400. They gave it to us on accident, and we're going to give it to you because we're nice parents. By the way, my parents would do that. My parents are amazing people. I am beyond grateful for them, and I would literally do anything for them. I don't even know if they watch my videos. Honestly, I don't even think they do, but hopefully they saw that little message because that's pretty nice. But yeah, my parents are amazing. I love them more than anything. Anyway, Now I'm getting all like emotional in my video. Gosh, this isn't cool. Anyway, sorry. So that's how it works. That's how it is. Adult dependents. It's very misleading because it's been sold to us that adult dependents will be included in the $1,400. Yes, they will, but it's not going to them, which is really sad and unfortunate. The money, you know what I mean? So anyway, there's a lot of confusion on that. So I'll continue to keep you posted on this. I'm sure I'll have more videos on this simply because it's a confusing topic, and I want to make sure that I continue to reach as many people as possible for the $1,400 stimulus check and to claim the money from last year if you didn't get it. So I hope this helps you out. Please, if you're an adult dependent and you missed out on the 2 stimulus checks from 2020, do me a huge favor. Actually, more like do yourself a huge favor. It's not for me, it's for you, really. Go back and watch my 2 videos from early January. I want to say like early to mid-January. There's 2 videos there. They're titled something like $1,800 stimulus check for adult dependents. Watch those 2 videos. They're about 10 minutes each. Once you follow the steps that I give you in those videos, step by step, in total, with watching both videos and following the steps that I give you in both videos, you'll probably be into the whole process for about 45 minutes, and it'll be worth potentially up to $3,200 for you. That's massive. I don't know about you, but I'd do just about anything for 45 minutes for $3,200, with the exception of a few things, of course. Just like everything, right? I wouldn't eat like a handful of worms or something. That's disgusting. I wouldn't do that. Or like beetles or like, any bugs. Yuck. Not for me. Anyway, that's totally beside the point. I just gave a couple of really gross examples. But anyway, all right, now I'm out of here. So I got to get off this thing because I'm just talking too much now. Anyway, I hope this helps you out. Thanks again, everybody. I really do appreciate you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Share this video with your friends, family, and social media so we can reach as many people as we can so that they can claim their unclaimed money from 2020. Thanks again. You're awesome. I really appreciate your support. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, everybody.